we've heard about lots of different perspectives about what happens and how, if we should be finishing the season. Obviously, safety of everybody concerned is going to be the main priority there. But as a fan, what's your instinct on what you want to see happen between now and the end of this season?
In my opinion, which isn't worth very much when it comes to football, is just give them the title. Give them it now, to be honest. Liverpool deserve the title. They've won it. I think they won it in November, in my opinion. Give them it and give them it immediately, and then they can have the parade in their own houses and in their own gardens.
So what you mean is give it to them under circumstances in which they can't celebrate?
Oh no! All jokes aside, listen, they deserve it. They're the best football team. I don't want to say in the world, but possibly they are. They're just unbelievable, aren't they? I know people will say, "Oh well, we're world champions and whatever have you, European champions." As I've said, all jokes aside, you just have to congratulate them and applaud them. They were unbelievable. They're one of the best footballing teams I've ever seen, and that pains me to say it, like you have never known.
Tony, you said that you knew in November, but I was actually telling you this in September, and you were having none of it when we were coming up to the
Let's have it straight, Jay. You were telling me last year. Let's just remember what your words were in the gym this time last year. Your words were, "It's inevitable." It was like he was Thanos in the Avengers. No, you said it about last season when you blew it. When you absolutely bottled it. That's when you said it last season. This year, you've just realised that you needed to chill out, calm down and carry on playing football instead of getting overexcited and having your parade in December. That's when you had it the year before. But this year, you've took your time. Every player has just kept saying, it's about the next game, it's about the next game. They never just say, listen, we won it in November like they did. They learn from your mistake in the gym.
I was just wondering then at the end of last season, did you and Reedy go out celebrating again like you did a couple of years before after the Champions League final?
Do you know what, right? That video's done its rounds a fair few times. I'm not going to lie. I was in, we were away. It was Fran's 50th and we were away somewhere. And I actually felt quite sad. And I was sitting there pretty sad. And Reedy was sitting there like, why are you sad? And he dragged me out of my seat and made me go nuts. As you all know, my brother was a mad copite and followed them everywhere. And I used to be the worst, most bitterest Everton fan you've ever seen. And I mean, I was bad. I was infected. But after losing my brother, I've actually, it's gone. I'm not going to say I'm happy to see them win everything. I'm not going to say I'm proud of them and nothing stupid like that. When I play them, I want to beat them. I want to absolutely kill them. But when they're winning now and doing so well, a part of me is kind of happy. Which is very hard to say once again.
You look like you wanted to kill a few on that SAS last night.
I haven't watched it back. I don't watch myself on TV because I cringe. If I hear myself talk, I cringe. So I haven't watched it. So I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to watch it because it's cringeworthy, mate. The way I speak, the things I say, and the stuff I do. I'm not in control of anything. So it is what it is. Go on, commence you ripping off me because I know it's coming.
Tony, I know, seriously, I was asked to actually go on that programme. I was asked to go on that programme about a year ago. I couldn't go on it for some reason. And I'm just thinking, what would you have done if I'd have been there last night having a free hit at you two? Would you definitely swung out, wouldn't you?
Mate, I've got no remorse towards you guys. You never done nothing to my club, so it's not personal here. I mean, cracking a Mancunian would have been nice. I'm not going to lie to you. But do you know what? It was mad, mate. Fash was. I haven't seen it, so I don't know what you have seen or what it was like. But when I don't know how many there was attacking me at once, but there was a fair number of them, and there was only Fash. I thought he might try and have a sly poke here, so I just gave him the shoulder, and I think he realised exactly what time it was when that shoulder struck him in the chest.
Tony, on a serious note, there was a situation where you were dragged in after that incident into the into the office, and they were sort of talking to you, and you were talking about how difficult it had been to, obviously, 11 months since you'd stopped boxing, and I know that a lot of other football players, sportsmen, feel exactly the same, that loss of adrenaline. What do you do each day to try and keep your mind off it and keep yourself, calm and level?
Do you know what, mate? I'm still looking for the answers. I have flashpoints. I'm not perfect. I've never claimed to be. I just try and keep myself busy day to day. I've got a lovely family that I try and do as much as I can with. And that's it, really. You know, you've just got to try and find something else to focus on. That's the reason why I've done that show. I've always idolised guys in the military, especially the elite level guys like Middleton and Ollie and Foxy and Billy and Jay Morton. They're all brilliant in their own individual selves. So I've always loved doing it. But, you know, coming away from actually fighting, that's all. I wish I could carry on, I'm not going to lie. If I had any choice in it, mate, I'd still be fighting now. I love nothing more than having a fight. But everyone, as you know, and as Jay knows and yourself, we've all got sell-by dates. And in our professions as elite level athletes, that sell-by date usually passes after 33, 34. You start seeing yourself decline slowly. I knew I was declining and I had to get out. So it's hard to deal with. But as you know, you've gone into the TV and you focus straight away on that. I do my fair bit with Sky Sports also. But it's not what we were used to. Is it, every day you've got something to focus on. Every day I was punching someone in the face, mate. I loved it. But times change and you just have to, navigate a new career for yourself.
I have to say they were a lot braver with a 5'0" glamour model than they were with you, Tony. I think there might have been a bit of mutual respect in that way as well. But it looks, there's such a different group of people who are in there. There are so many people of different backgrounds. There are reality stars. There are, like I said, there's glamour models in there. There's people you think might be soft. Did a lot of people, and I know you can't give too much away at this stage, but did people surprise you?
Some surprised me. Some disappointed me. Some inspired me. Lawrence Stedman was an inspiration. Leon Locksmith was just phenomenal. There was a number. Anthea Turner just kept going and going. There was a fair number. To be fair, the girls stuck in there and worked hard. I think Joey Essex will be a big surprise to people. There's just a number. Everybody put the work in. I just think when it got to the real push point where let's see what you're made of, I think that's where a couple of people let themselves down.
Well, Tony, the names you just mentioned there, so we obviously know who was in the final. So we won. You might as well tell us now.
No, we don't, soft lad. Don't start. He's always having a poke at me.
His new nickname, soft lad. Soft lad. All right, soft lad.
I'll call you empty head.
Yeah, mate. I am empty head, mate. It's been punched in for 20 years, so I don't know if you're calling me that or Gary, but I'm definitely an empty head. So, it's just an amazing thing what everyone went through for people to. You've got to remember, you've been put into an environment and it's hostile and your sleep deprivation, lack of food. It's a culmination. When I look back and I see how much of the physical work was done, it wasn't that much. It's just the sleep deprivation and the food deprivation. It plays tricks on your mind. I'm telling you, when I came out for 3 weeks, and I'm not joking, I was waking up, the bed was covered in sweat, and I was looking for exit points in my own house. And that is no word of a lie. I'm not joking. It was a strange feeling when I first came out, and it was just. I didn't have a shower for 8 days. I absolutely stunk. It was disgusting.
So did the...
Yeah, dude. Mate, I swear, but you are lucky you are not near me right now. Typical Evertonian. You're an Evertonian, you cheeky get.
So did you know when they were all laying into you and punching you, did it have any impact on you whatsoever? Did you feel any of it, or was it just a case of nothing, like no bruises, nothing?
No, I don't know, God. I've been getting punched, mate, in the face for 20 years. Nothing. You know what? The hardest she hit me on the back of the ear was Helen Skelton, the little sneak. So she just whacked me. Too many episodes of Blue Peter he's been watching. But she whacked me on the back of the ear, and I thought I'd give her a look as if to say, "Do you want one back?" And then others were trying to whack me in the ribs, and then I can't remember exactly. I haven't watched it back yet, but I don't remember everything. I just remember Helen whacking me on the back of the ear, and Fash getting close, and me just throwing my shoulder into his midsection of his chest ear, and I knew he'd feel that. So that would just warn him as if to say, try a sneaky one, and you're gonna get one right back.
I think you could watch it back. You know, you don't come across the way that maybe you think you do it. But well, and we are only one episode in. You know more of what's to come. But let's talk a little bit about Everton and the appointment of Ancelotti. Just seems to have lifted the whole place.
It has. It's a different atmosphere. It's a different place. The team was playing great at the time. I'm over the moon. You know, I really am. You know, when someone first said Ancelotti, I was a little bit, really? Carlo Ancelotti? And then slowly but surely, he's putting his stamp on things. I think we're going to need to see him have 2 windows to make a full impact that we see. And then, you know, I'm not going to lie, this is not going to sound good, but there's an awful lot of dead wood to get rid of. And that's just the way it is. And it's going to be a lot of dead wood that people aren't going to want to pay for, if I'm being totally honest. So we've got to figure out how we're going to do that. But I have ultimate faith in Carlo Ancelotti. I mean, the guy is he one of the most successful managers in the world, one of the biggest names in the world, and he's managing Everton Football Club, one of the biggest football clubs in our country.
Tony, I mean, obviously, say the last probably even 10, 15 years, like there's always been this new dawn of Everton, whether it being a manager or a new owner coming in, Machini's coming in, Ancelotti. Probably 5 or 10 years ago, you couldn't dream that you'd have an owner with those funds and a manager with that, certainly CV. But how realistic do you think it is for Everton under Ancelotti to actually get into the Champions League, which of course is the ultimate aim for the club? There's no doubt.
It's massive, Jay. It's a huge ask, and it can't happen in this. It can't happen in the space of 12 months. Let's all be honest here. And what we've got to do is, what Everton fans tend to do is get carried away pretty quickly, and you know, you place things that it's just not achievable. We're not getting in the Champions League next year. You know, you can't expect that. And if somehow to where we were with luck, it would have been this year because of all the teams around us that we expect to do well. The likes of Tottenham, your likes of Manchester United, your Arsenals, you know, they're not performing. That's why Leicester are where they are. So you've just got to put it into perspective and look to finish in the top 6. That's got to be the goal. Top 6, and then look to build from there. And as I've just said before, there's a lot of dead wood to get rid of. I mean, there's players on huge wages who are on loan at other clubs. Players who are at the club, they're not even in the squad. They're training with the kids, and they're on fortune. So, as I've said before, a lot of dead wood first to get rid of, and then we can, you know, put it back and look to where we're going to get then.